Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson. Today we're going to be looking at All Stars 11, Episode 5. The Queens had to make how-to videos, all of YouTube, and category is Barn This Way, on the runway. Basically like Life on the Farm style drag. This challenge confused the hell out of me. Because I was thinking, when the challenge was first announced, that it had to be an informational thing on how to do something, a topic of your choice, but make it funny-ish. And I lived for the people that did that exact thing, but only one of them did. The rest of them, well, two of them did. The rest of them kind of were just... they either weren't funny or weren't informational enough. And, like, the top two and, like, the critiques kind of confused me as well. This whole episode just confused me. And I kind of felt like it was a setup from the start because a lot of the personality queens really shined here, whereas queens like Vivacious kind of faltered because they didn't find her funny. And I think if that's part of the challenge, if that's what they really wanted was for them to be hilarious, then okay, that's fine. But like, I really wish that it was more of like a marketing, branding thing. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I was starting with their runway thing going down, but like, I'm gonna rank them from worst to best in my personal opinion, just because that's just what's gonna make me happier. Let's talk about the MVQ point ceremony for like 2 seconds. They just gave them to their partners. Nothing out of the box, out of the ordinary. And I will say this: I really miss the drama of Bracket 2 last year. I really do. Nobody would do it like Mistress and Georges do it. Like, I really wish that they had gagged us again with something, because the All Stars 11 is not necessarily gagging me as much. Like, every week on All Stars 10, it was something. It was Ginger getting an undeserved challenge win, or Mistress Isabel Brooks stealing Nicole Paige Brooks points, or Olivia not giving her point to Aja even though they were in an alliance. And I feel like Bracket 1 was... they had a little bit of drama when Morgan and Mystique gave their points to A'keria. But, like, other than that, it was a basic thing. And now, I just want a lot more out of Bracket 2's drama-wise. And I feel like none of these queens are really drama-filled. I feel like Crystal is the only one that is, like, dramatic and would probably do something crazy like that. But I don't know, because we've never seen her give away a point yet. And I'm kind of waiting on that. Maybe we'll get it next week, I don't know. But Crystal is very hard to read. I don't know who she would give a point to. I don't know if she would give a point to Silky or Vivacious. It feels like she's vibing with Aura, but it also doesn't feel like she's vibing with anybody in the room. Like, she's just there. And I hate when a queen is just there. I like when queens are... it's a mix. I like when you're able to stand on your own merit and not have to rely on alliances, but I also feel like if you're not making meaningful connections with the girls, then what are we doing? And I'm sure that she is, they're just not showing it on camera. Selena is doing far too much with however many alliances that she has, and I'm sorry, but like, what? Why? Selena is in 2 alliances. One has 3, one has 2. So she's alienated Silky and Vivacious from both of these alliances. And Aura's kind of picking up on the fact that Selena is not, like, is in another alliance, and so now Aura's scared, and so Aura's gonna go over to Vivacious and be like, we've never really spoken. Let's be friends." And it's like, no. Or maybe yes, but I don't know. I don't know what her end goal is besides staying away from Selena Estidis. But then, like, if you're in your season 15 alliance with Selena Estidis, then why aren't you pulling her over here and going, "Hey, what are you doing? We're supposed to be in our alliance together. You should not be going over to April and Crystal." Because Crystal's probably not going to do the alliance thing. She's probably not going to give April or Selena her points if she has any to give out. Because I don't feel like she's close with any of them. I don't know. Like, please don't put Crystal in the top next week, so that way I can see who she's going to give her fucking point to, please. I mean, goddamn. We get the prompt, and Silky and April have to are kind of like paired together at a table, and I feel like both of them are getting along, despite the fact that all April is doing is throwing rocks at a hornet's nest. Like, Silky's sitting over there and she's just like throwing shade at her, and instead of like attacking her, Silky's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Like, April called her a pinata, and Silky just goes, "Yeah, but you know what pinatas have in them? Goodies." So it's like they're kind of bonding over the fact that that April really hated her on season 11, and Silky doesn't even know her, and so they're kind of coming together, and it's kind of nice. Vivacious's mother, she will always be mother, and I love you, Vivacious. I love Vivacious so much. I love Vivacious so much. I love her. And I am so happy that the fan base, every single thing that I've seen on Twitter has just been that little gif of Vivacious dancing and people going, I even commented under, I would take a grenade for her. And it is true, like, I love this woman, this queen so much. She is just a breath of fresh air for the community, and I'm so happy. Vivacious, if you do end up seeing this, just know that, like, I am one of your biggest fans. I love you down, and I'm about to talk mad shit about you. I'm so sorry. Let's get into the performances and the runway looks. In last place and sixth place is going to be Vivacious. I am so sorry, Vivacious. Again, love you down. So she is trying to tell us how to make jerk chicken, and I am very excited because I've always wanted to learn how to make jerk chicken. And this is kind of where the confusion lies, because I thought that they were going to show us how to make a product or how to do something and sort of kind of make it funny. And Vivacious didn't make it funny, but she also kind of didn't really tell us what goes into making jerk chicken. She's like, you have to marinate the meat. You gotta put the meat in the refrigerator. Didn't tell us for how long in the refrigerator. Maybe it's overnight. Maybe it's 20 minutes. Who knows? And then it was done. And I guess because production didn't want them touching raw chicken, which I understand, she was using a rubber chicken. But then, like, the actual she didn't even tell us what spices go into jerk seasoning. I was like, I wish that it had been a little bit more informational. And then her delivery of the things. I wanted her to be full mother and all of that, and, like, she kind of pitched her voice up higher and was so monotone about it, and I was like, what? And then she started doing her little dancing, and look, Vivacious is always ringing the mother bell. Like whenever she walks into a room, you hear the bells of Notre Dame, because she is here and she is a presence. And I felt like a dinner triangle was happening today, not a massive bell, if that makes sense. Like, it was so subdued, and I just wanted more out of Vivacious. I keep on saying that. I just want more. I want more Vivacious, goddammit. I want her to. I am so desperate for her to make it past the merge because I want her to, and I just feel like she's not gonna. And it makes me so sad because, like, I'm rooting for her. But, like, when you're pulling out this type of performance, it doesn't stack up to the rest of the queens. But I do have to say, this was a serve. It is silly, but I love it. It's giving me John Deere tractor. I will tell you a really, really, really funny story in relation to this. This is a tractor, but another piece of John Deere equipment. This isn't about a tractor, it's about another piece of John Deere equipment. So, I don't think it was a John Deere but it is what it is. My grandfather, when he was alive, we lived very close by them growing up. So, my grandfather would mow our grass for us sometimes. And he would grab his riding lawnmower, ride it all the way to our house, which, riding lawnmowers I don't think are street legal. He was probably doing something very illegal. And keep in mind, this was the 2010s back in the South. So, stuff that may be illegal for y'all, or like out of place for y'all, is not something that is out of place for us down in the South. So a man riding his riding lawnmower down the sidewalk, not on, obviously the blade wasn't on, is not out of the ordinary. That's just something that happens. Well, he had just finished and he was driving back to his house, and he had forgotten his hat. And my twin brother, grabs his hat and goes chasing him down the street, yelling, "Grandpa, Grandpa, I have your hat." And of course, Grandpa can't hear him because the motor is like, lawnmowers are loud. And who should my brother run into but a cop? And so he tells the cop of the situation. The cop pulls my grandfather over on his lawnmower just to give him his hat back. And, like, I don't know why, but that, like just seeing Vivacious in, like, this John Deere green color is just bringing back so many memories. I love this look. I love how silly and campy it is. And it's a cream. I love this look, Vivacious. You did such a good job. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, this look, eh. Like Michelle Visage, she's done like green. It is what it is. I will say that maybe this isn't the correct hair to go on this outfit. I would have loved, like, maybe like a headpiece that was kind of like a bale of hay, or like one of those tilling things that makes you kind of look like a hammerhead shark. Like it's like a big headpiece that swoops out. Like this hair is not. I don't live, but like. Ooh, but like it also kind of reminds me of like Smoke. Like, ooh, if she had done maybe like a more like bang for her buck, like updo, like gray updo with like little flecks of black in it, and made it look like smoke was coming out of like her head, it would have been like a 10. But I still really like the look. It is a cream. In fifth position is Aura My Ari. Now, I love Aura. Love Aura down. This look, she said, was Barn Owl. I don't get that. I don't. We've seen Barn Owl happen previously with, I think Athena Dion did it for Animal Attraction, and that runway was the best runway of that runway category, in my personal opinion. But like, this look, I don't hate it. It just doesn't scream barn owl to me. It reads more swan. Um, I agree with Carson that there should have been more brown in it. There should have been more of like a thing, um, like something having to do with maybe more owl features on the face. It's a lovely garment. It's gonna be should I do a cream? It's a soft cream. I really do enjoy the outfit, but I just don't get barn owl from it. So it's gonna be a soft cream. In her video, okay, I really wish that they had rebranded this into a cooking video challenge, like a Rachel Ray 30-minute meals style challenge where, um, or like the old Anne Burrell cooking videos and stuff where they take a dish that is near and dear to their heart or they know how to make and they show you how to do that and make it funny and make it campy and drag queen because we had four queens doing something with food and then two of them didn't do anything with food, but one of them did, but it wasn't in relation to that. And then we have her concept, which is what if how to survive the zombie apocalypse but in drag. And I get the sentiment and I get the concept, but I hate when people reference the last season, especially when it's stuff that they didn't do. Like, here's some drag queen moves that you can do to fight off the zombies. The Anitra, the Sasha, and then she did the Aramaiori, which wasn't. I have never seen Aramaiori do that in my entire life, but okay. Um, it just didn't like. I didn't understand the concept. I really wish that it was more informational, but I also think that like I don't know. How do you make it more informational? Because honestly, without it sounding like you're taking a page out of a zombie movie, like it needed to be a fresh concept, and I just don't think that she hit the nail on the head. I also think that at the end, when she had all the blood in her mouth and like had turned into the zombie, she said something that I didn't understand what she was saying. She said like, comment, and ring the bell, and then she said something else that I didn't understand. Um, but like, I just don't think that this was her challenge. But I will say that I was having fun with her because she believed in the product that she was making. I feel like a lot of the time, like when Vito was doing her branding challenge on season 18, and since I haven't really talked a whole lot about season 18, I can just give my opinion there. She didn't really believe in what she was trying to sell. She didn't believe in the say yes or say no style thing that they were doing, and it put her in the bottom. So I am glad that Aramaiori believed in the product, was having fun, was doing the best that she possibly could. I just don't think that this was the best product that could have been delivered. So it is going to be a crunch. I apologize. Love Ara though. I just don't think that it was a challenge. Next up. Yeah. And controversially so, but you're gonna have to take it from my perspective. In fourth position, I put Selena Estes. Now, I saw a lot of people online saying that they lived. And I'm so glad that y'all lived because I was confused. However, okay, so from how I understand the way that she presented the thesis of her video was how to keep your man from cheating on you. And I thought that was going to entail like some like girl boss, yes mama works, slay diva hunty boots, and it wasn't that, and I thank God it wasn't that. But it took me a minute to register what was actually happening. And I liked the idea of her video. I loved the Dora cosplay that she was doing originally. I loved the puppet Little Chalupa. Thought she was kind of fun. But I didn't necessarily laugh a whole lot. I kind of wanted more sinister vibes, if that makes sense. Like I wanted the little guy that she was doing all this to be genuinely terrified, and he didn't look to be like that. I have to give her credit because she was James Cameroning the hell out of that thing. The only thing that she didn't do was go all the way down and visit the Titanic wreckage. But like she was doing green screen puppetry work. She was doing she was Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, playing two roles, running around. She was John Krasinski in A Quiet Place, writer director and lead star. Like she was doing the most, and I have to give her credit for that because not a lot of queens do that. Not a lot of queens produce their own things. Not a lot of queens put that much effort into a challenge, and she did that. I just think that when I look at the end product versus all that she was doing, it could have been better. And I know I'm going to catch a lot of hate for that. I liked the concept. I liked it. I just personally didn't live for it. But I'm going to give her cream because she did a really, really good job and put a lot of hard work in. So I have to give her credit for that. And next up is, first off, we got to look at this runway. So April and her had similar concepts, but they're totally different in the construction. I loved the needle in a haystack here. I didn't get a picture of it, but I loved the needle in a haystack. I loved that her hair when she took the hat off, all of that. And if we were comparing April and Selena, hypothetically, April ate her up. April had like the better outfit. However, this outfit is good when we're not comparing the two. This outfit is an absolute slay. I love it. I love the boots. The boots are good. She has a song called Boots that is actually kind of a serve. I think I like it so much because one of her backup dancers is really hot in that music video. But like, and she also has 4 golden eggs in this basket. She said that she had 6 of them, and then she pointed to her. I was like, "Oh, were you gonna do a funny bit where like you like Tempest du jour, you open your legs and out pop 2? No, okay." That would have kind of been funny, but I feel like she was trying to start fashion on the runway. But like, she had to throw a little bit of camp in there. But like, either make it all campy or all fashion. Like, I don't know. I kind of wanted to see I really wish that she did have 2 golden eggs underneath there. I know she was talking about her golden eggs down there, but still, I kind of wish that she had done like a little campy bit with that. And maybe offered it to RuPaul or something like that. I don't know. But this is a cream. I really enjoyed it. In third position, controversial, I know, is going to be Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Let's get into the runway look because I originally hated this look. When it first rounded the corner, I was like, Silky, no. Silky, stop. Silky, like, I felt so bad because I feel like she got really stiffed in the runway packages and stuff. Like, I feel like she was trying to get everything together last minute. I know at least for 2 of her outfits, like her designer flaked on her and she had to pull out 2 outfits. Which, by the way, the outfit that she performed HBF in was her promo outfit. And we already know the story as to why that is, so I'm not going to harp on it. But I just, like, when this first rounded the corner, I was like, oh, okay. This is not up to the level that I know Silky Nutmeg Ganache can be in. I still firmly believe that her season 11 runway package was her best runway package. Her caftan look and her orange look, especially, were absolutely serves. But I lightened up on this outfit once the gag happened. She shot milk out of the udders. And I didn't know that I was going to have to wait one episode for milk, but I'm so glad that I did, because I was missing the milk, I was missing the cookies, I was missing all of that. And she kind of turned it. I guess also I am very exhausted on seeing cows on the runway because of All Stars 8. We also had Darlene Mitchell dressed up as a cow on the runway, and I feel like her look was better, though she didn't shoot milk out of her breasts. But like All Stars 8 had that dairy runway, and everybody and their mother was doing cows, and it just like, enough with cow print, enough with all of that. I do enjoy this look a lot now. Hold up. Is that wig going all the way down to the tail? Because it's definitely a 7 if she did that. It was a 6, but now it's gonna be an 8, because I don't want to say the other thing. Gross. It's definitely an 8 now. She ate this up, just like she's eating the hay. I did not laugh at Silky's as much. I laughed a little bit, but it was more that her personality is really, really good for Drag Race. Her charisma is really good for Drag Race. She knows what she's doing when she gets in front of a camera, and she knows how to serve it. I just didn't live for it. Like, I don't know why I'm not. Well, part of it is that I have gotten new hours for my job, and I'm having to wake up really early in the morning to get to work, and I am completely drained. And when I get completely drained like this, I'm a little bit more harsh on things that I like. And I heard a quote from somebody that said that when we really love something, we find flaws in it, and that's true. Like, I loved I loved Silky. Her commercial was not. She was trying to show us how to decorate a cake, and it wasn't about that at all. It was more yelling at her man that her man was a bum. And like, I really wish that she had put more information about how she's frosting the cake, what she's doing to the cake. She said it was red velvet cake, okay, and then they said, oh, that's the Pool Boys thing. I liked the gutter reference. I thought that was kind of funny, but like, I just wish that there was a lot more like information and stuff. Like, that's what they were trying to do. If they're going to say to Dawn, Mystique, and all of them in bracket 1 that they're looking for them to sell something that they're trying to brand, then they also need to do that over here, because like, they really didn't give me any information on how to decorate a cake. And I'm sorry, but they're shady, because they showed her plopping down all of that frosting and stuff, and it looked horrible. And then it cuts, and it's all smoothed out and all of that, and I'm like, so you're not even going to show us how you did that? And I bet you money they had multiple cakes that they were doing for multiple takes. Because if not, then good job with Silky, because Silky did that all in like one take and stuff. But like, she obviously didn't. We saw the rehearsal process. They were doing it in multiple things, multiple scenes and stuff. I just really wish that like, it was more informational and less yelling at men about being bums. Because that's not what the how-to video should have been about. Like, if I'm watching a how-to video, I want information on how to do it. It's gonna be a cream, but it wasn't my favorite. In second place is April Carrion. And I know what you guys are thinking. April wasn't funny. But see, in my challenge criteria and what I was looking for from the challenge, I wanted more information. I wanted information on how to do what you what we wanted to do, what they wanted us to do. She made tostones, which are a Puerto Rican. Well, actually, 1 minute. They are originally from the Caribbean, but they are exceptionally beloved in Puerto Rico. Um, I I eat almost anything. I will try frog legs. I will eat plantains. I will try all of that. When she was smushing the plantain, like she showed us how to make these things, and like she showed us how she like it was very informational. Was it funny? Not really, but it was very informational, and I really enjoyed that because it was easy, it was accessible, and she showed us how to do it and made it fun-ish. She even made a fucking dipping sauce for the things, which I was like, wow, okay, she's taking it there. This is what I thought the challenge was gonna be. This is what I wanted it to be, and it just the rest of them kind of were cracking jokes, and poor Vivacious was not really doing that even. But like April really did a good job, and I wouldn't now would I say that she was top 3 technically in this challenge? No. Especially with what the judges were looking for, I think that they were looking for her to be hilarious, and she just wasn't. But like, for me personally, she deserved to be in the top, especially with this fucking runway, which is okay. I get my device disk space is critically low. I've deleted practically every single thing. Like the second I record a video and upload it, I delete it off my hard drive because my computer sucks. This look is so good. It's so good. Like this is just amazing. I love it. This is the best runway of the night. This has to be. I love the headpiece. I love the hat. I love the straw. I love all of it. She looks like a scarecrow, and it's so pretty. And I was a little bit shocked that she didn't really change out of this to lip sync in. She did take off the bottom skirt, but when you look this good, why change? Like this, I wish that I looked as good as her. Like the one thing that I think would have maybe elevated it to maybe a little bit more of a campy thing is if she had gone like a little bit scarecrow with it and maybe drawn like little lines right here with her makeup, and like leaned more into like the barn aspect of it. But that's just a nitpick. Like she looks like a gazillion dollars, not even a million. Like this is so beautiful. It is definitely a cream. And in first place, because of the challenge at least, is Crystal Method. Let's talk about this Rockadoodle runway first and foremost. I like like the concept. I love the execution of it. Personally, I don't like the blue dress on top of it, but I kind of feel like if it wasn't a blue dress, it wouldn't have been Crystal Method. Crystal's drag is very, very, very good. It's polished and unpolished at the exact same time. She does what does really, really well, um, and she has a point of view. She has a point of view. She knows what she's doing. It's a cream. Again, I don't necessarily like the blue. I kind of wish that she had done it in the shade of a chicken. Like she has up here the chicken stuff, and then it's the blue dress. I would have much preferred like a more neutral dress, but I mean like again, it's Crystal Method. Let's talk about the challenge. When they said pickle surprise, when they woke that back up, I screamed because pickle surprise. For those who don't know, oh, 1 second. So I know it just seemed like a second for you. I was looking up Sister Dimension was the uh, person behind the video Pickle Surprise. And I was looking up stuff about who Sister Dimension is, and I found out that she passed away due to HIV and AIDS at the young age of 36, and it kind of brought the vibe down a little bit. Not gonna lie, um, because she was like they were pioneer of queer art. She did. Uh, RuPaul was. This was RuPaul's earliest filmed appearance. Was in this short Pickle Surprise. It was RuPaul and Lady Bunny and Sister Dimension, and whose real name is Tom Rubnitz. I think that's how you say his name. I love the Pickle Surprise video, and in fact, I have always thought that it would be such a serve if somebody were, and it would be Lux Noir London probably walking out as like Pickle Surprise or something like that. Like if they did a pickle runway, Pickle Surprise. I know a lot of people would do like Pickle Rick or something like that, but like it is such a crazy video, but I love it. It's like it is an authentic piece of queer media. I feel like a lot of people need to know about. It is a sort of and Crystal's video definitely did remind me of that. It reminded me of a lot of things. It was like a drug trip. It was um, it reminded me of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, Pink Floyd The Wall. It reminded me of Pee Wee's Playhouse. It reminded me of um like a Sesame Street liminal space, or like a really really weird skit on the Muppet Show. Like the ones where they just do. It kind of reminded me of like Phenomena almost, where it's just weird, and nonsensical, but like it was so also like informational, because she took all the weird elements. Everything was weird, but the information that she was spitting at us was not weird. She was teaching us how to make a banana split, but every single ingredient was subverted in some way. And that's what I wanted to see out of everybody. I wanted to see a subversion of like what they were actually doing versus what they were saying. Like Crystal being the banana split, having the banana, then birthing a. One second. My apartment, my neighbors are so loud. And they just yell. They yell right outside my door about shit. And it's just shut up. I can't tell them to shut up, because that's a quick and easy way to become an enemy to people, but it's just be quiet. People are doing stuff. There they go again. I ain't gonna pause it this time. God, they're annoying. I loved it. It was a cream. I enjoyed the video. Let's talk about the winners. The winners were Crystal and Silky. And I feel like, okay, in terms of the challenge, in the way the judges were judging it, yeah, sure. They really enjoyed Silky. They loved Crystal. Crystal did the best anyway. So good for them. If it was me, personally, April Carry-On would be in the top 2. I enjoyed her video, I enjoyed her energy, and I enjoyed how informational it was. And I also really, really, really fucked with her runway. She did a really great job. However, I am okay with Silky being in the top. Selena being in the top was also fine. They enjoyed her stuff. They got it more than I did. So I'm gonna let that be as well. I'm not gonna disagree with any of that, because the judges were judging. Though it does seem like Crystal and Silky are probably gonna be the two that move forward. They have the most time in the competition and are also kind of doing the best and are also the judges' favorites. And I think you can see that kind of dawn on Selena's face that, oh, yeah, no, I kind of have no shot at this. It's going to be Crystal and Silky. And I'm sure that Selena is going to be gagged walking into the workroom. Because I will be completely honest, like last week she did the third best of the night. And they said that she did the third best of the night here. And, like, I don't, like, even though I disagree, like, Selena's gonna be gagged walking into the workroom next episode. She's gonna be plucked because she did not win. The lip sync song was Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles. A show of hands who had heard this song. I'm putting my hand back down. The only two Bangles songs that I absolutely know of are Walk Like an Egyptian, which I don't know if they will ever do, because I don't know if it is racist or not. Like, I don't know if Walk Like an Egyptian is a bad song now. I don't know. I don't know if it's offensive to Egyptian people. I don't know. And then, of course, In Your Room, but only because that was a lip-sync song in season 15. Hazy Shade of Winter had a lot of words in it. Silky and Crystal lip-sync. And first off, Crystal is in this wolf in Little Red Riding Hood attire. And she looked like Alyssa Hunter in The Bachelor last season. And I already didn't live. Then she pulled off the thing and had extra titties, and I didn't live. And then you have Silky. And Silky immediately, she is in like this Diana Ross church choir robe with the coiffed hair. And she starts running around like a church woman who has just been touched by the Holy Spirit. She's running around with that big cape, throwing it everywhere. And then, this is what I hate that they didn't show in the lip sync, because they were too busy showing the multiple titties instead of showing Silky Nutmeg Ganache taking off her outfit. Because she pulls off the choir robe and reveals the sickening sparkly bodysuit underneath it, which is fabulous, and then the flags come out. And I lived. I was living. I was jumping up and down, screaming. Like, this was Song for the Lonely Part 2. It was fabulous. And then, Silky Nutmeg Ganache blocks Crystal with her flag. And I lived so much I died, got reanimated, and started living again. Like, Crystal's gonna be so mad walking into the workroom next week. She's gonna be so mad. Like, holy shit. Silky did what she needed to do to pull attention. Because before this, like, I was watching her performance and Crystal's performance, and the second that bitch ripped off her thing, showed the titties, I was like, okay, they love Crystal way too much. And then Silky said, oh, so you want comedy, but what about a sickening performance? And she ate that up. She did what she needed to do to pull attention. And when they called her name as the winner, I was like, well deserved, valid, well deserved. And like, yeah, she tore that stage up. And this was not a song that I thought was gonna be in her wheelhouse, and she turned it out. So next week, it seems to be a makeover challenge, which, you know how I feel about those. I, especially now, hate makeover challenges. Especially what happened with Jane Doe and Terry. R.I.P. Terry, you were a real one. But, when they said we see no family resemblance to Discord and her makeover partner and Terry and Jane, despite the fact that there was, make it make sense. Because, like, I know I'm going to be in for some rigomoris next week. And here's my theory. It's going to be Crystal and Silky in the top again. Because Crystal is going to be going, I should have won last time, the makeover, which she should have, personally, in my opinion. I thought her Bert and Ernie thing was really good. And Silky's going to have a massive redemption because she flopped her makeover so fiercely with the one that we do not name anymore on season 11. And they're going to have a redemption, they're going to lip sync, and then those two are going to pull so far ahead that the other queens are not going to be able to catch up. That's just what I think is going to happen. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of the episode? I've been Jacob Ferguson, and I will see you guys around.